My name is Lily Mace, and I am a Brooklyn-based session guitarist and educator coming to you from my studio, Brooklyn Guitar Works, here in Williamsburg. I'm here today to talk to you about an incredible book that I have inherited from my father, who was an amazing guitarist and educator in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Here, there's a G chord here, there's a G chord here, right? Okay. Being able to see just those same chords on the upper three strings. So if we look at a simple thing like going from G to C to D, if you can see your G chords here, your C chords, same shapes, right? Your D chord here, like that. And then be able to see the chord progression so you can move from G to C to D.
I started playing the guitar when I was 7 years old, basically because my dad did it, and we'd been best friends since the day we met, which was the day that I was born. He was a naturally inquisitive, self-taught, very capable musician who never really left New Mexico, but changed a lot of lives nonetheless. I grew up absolutely in love with rock and roll. It was an amazing and exciting way to be a young guitarist, and so that to me was the thing that I wanted. And when I got older and went to school, and I was very well educated as a guitarist, which is an amazing thing, but I was sort of encouraged to step away from the instrument in order to understand how it worked. Think about that for a second. So I was essentially told, okay, if you want a degree in music, you need to put your guitar down and you need to look at the way music really works, and then you can come back to your guitar later. How many guitarists want to hear this? Not that many. And the thing is, I don't think that that's actually the case. So, what is music theory you can use? The thing that I love about this book so much is that it's an account of my father's exploration on the instrument and discovery of the music as it revealed itself to him. It's a book in 3 parts. It's a memoir that my father wrote about his early days as a rock and roll musician and session guitarist. There's a lot of great information and photos in there about what it was like coming up in the era of Buddy Holly and getting the excitement of getting a first electric guitar, and what those first experiences as a gigging and working musician were, and why that drove his interest in pursuing the instrument. And the second part is just an outline of what you need to know in the order you need to know it to really unlock the way that the intervals, which are what we think of as sort of the DNA behind music theory on the instrument, unlock the way the intervals play out on the guitar so that you can have a real understanding from a shape-based perspective of how the instrument works. The third thing is a series of exercises that you can do at your own pace. They come in 3 levels, so for beginning, intermediate, and advanced, that will help you really get this stuff from somebody else's information to something that you really can own. And the thing that I love about this idea is that you're supposed to live with this book. This is not a book that you pick up and read from cover to cover and then you're done with it. This is a book that is designed to be a reference for you as an emerging player, as an intermediate player, as a young professional player, and maybe later as a teacher when you've gotten to a point where you're ready to share this knowledge with other people. I've spoken to a lot of people over the years at a lot of different levels on the instrument, and that includes people who work at a really high level as session guitarists in New York and LA, like myself and some of my colleagues, and people who travel the world as sidemen with bands or under their own name, but also just guys sitting in their living rooms that love to play and are passionate about the instrument and felt like they hit a wall at some point. And the thing that I've heard from all of them was that there's an elegance and a simplicity to this approach that makes it seem like the guitar is explaining itself to you. One of my absolute pet peeves when I pick up a music theory book is that within the first 3 pages of the book, you've covered enough information to last you 6 months, 12 months, a year. Like, you open the book up and it says, okay, here's scales and here's keys and here's time signatures and here's notation and here are the modes and here's this, and you're at page 4. So I've had so many students personally pick books like that up, look at them, get overwhelmed, and decide that maybe they're never going to be able to reach their dreams on the instrument. And I believe that this is absolutely untrue. I've seen this method work in my life. I've seen it work in the lives of other people who are passionate about the guitar in terms of giving them the right information in the right order to be able to unlock the mysteries of the instrument. The one thing that I can say as a player is, after all of my journeys through music school, through living and working in New York, through being on the road as a musician, through being a band leader and a composer and a teacher, and now owning this wonderful little school here in Brooklyn, I've never seen a method like this. And I would encourage you to take a minute to step back, to enrich your playing or to push your playing forward by hanging with this wonderful old guy who died before his time, that had a lifetime's worth of wisdom that he wanted to share with you.